Keys?
Welcome everybody. I'd like to welcome everybody to the October 9th Miamisburg School Board meeting. Start off with the board opening statement. The district's mission is to foster a positive, nurturing, and safe environment to inspire and support ongoing learning and development of individuals and productive members of society. We understand that our community is diverse and we respect and appreciate the opinions of our community members. At the same time, we must be able to conduct our meeting in an orderly fashion. Our expectations of all board meetings is that everyone conducts themselves civilly and respectfully. In the event anyone is instructed or interfered with the meeting, they will be asked to leave. If they do not, we will request assistance. Please stand for the allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Mr. Ansler? Here. Mr. Dafford? Here. Mrs. Getter?
Here.
Mr. Mallory?
Present.
Mrs. Neese?
Here.
Mr. Hellman?
Here.
Ms. Maney?
Here.
Mr. Wells is here.
Do I have a motion to approve meeting opening items A through H? So moved.
I second it.
First by Jason, second by Ian. First, we got C, adoption of the agenda. We had waiving of the minutes, regular board meeting on September 18th, and special board meeting on October 2nd. E is approval of minutes for the special work session, one meeting held on the 18th and a special work session on October 2nd. F, we have the financial report. Mr. Wells, we go over that now, or we have the presentation later on.
Yeah, I'll just take care of that at the 5-year forecast.
Okay. Next, we will go on to item G, recognition and appreciation of retirees. One, we have Brenda Williams. Brenda's not in attendance tonight. This is a resolution of appreciation whereas Brenda Williams has rendered 33 years service to Miamisburg City School. Whereas Brenda Williams' performance, conduct, sincerity in carrying out her duty has exemplified the highest level of achievement, and whereas Brenda Williams has distinguished herself as a teacher in the Miamisburg City School District now, therefore be it resolved, the Miamisburg City School Board of Education passed a resolution as a token of its appreciation for her outstanding conduct, and that such resolution become part of the permanent minutes of said Board of Education, October 9th, 2025. John is not in attendance. Resolution of appreciation, whereas John Mika has rendered 10 years service to the Miamisburg City School, and whereas John Mika's performance, conduct, sincerity in carrying out his duty has exemplified the highest level of achievement, whereas John Mika has distinguished himself as a transportation assistant in the Miamisburg City School District now, therefore be it resolved that the Miamisburg City School District, the School Board of Education passes resolution as a token of its appreciation for his outstanding conduct, and that such resolution become part of the permanent minutes of said board meeting of Education, October 9th, 2025. Thank you, sir. Next, we are going to move on to item H, recognition of staff and students. Mr. Ansler.
Yes, sir. The September District Student of the Month, Patrick Glenn of Mount Intermediate School. A special teachers at Mount Intermediate School are proud to nominate Patrick Glenn as the District Student of the Month. Patrick is a fantastic fourth grade student in all specialist, and we are happy to have him in our class. He truly exemplifies the purposeful people, word, respect. In STEM class, Patrick is always willing to help both the teacher and his fellow students. No matter what group he is working with, he acts as both a leader and a peacemaker, and he shows respect to everyone. During every activity, Patrick always approaches it with a positive attitude, hard work, and enthusiasm. His respectful attitude and eagerness to learn will help him throughout the rest of the school years and carry him to success throughout life. Patrick consistently shows respect in music class. Patrick always listens carefully, follows directions first time, and treats his classmates and teacher with kindness and courtesy. He shows respect for instruments by handling them with gentleness and using them the correct way. Patrick demonstrates kindness and respect by cooperating with his classmates, waiting his turn patiently, and participating with a positive attitude. Patrick helps create a classroom where everyone feels safe to share and learn. His respectful and behavior sets a great example for others and helps make sure our music class is fun and focused place to be. In art class, Patrick is not only a talented artist, but he is also a great example of a student leader who does the right thing, even when no one is looking. He is very respectful to everyone he encourages at Mount, whether it's his students, his teachers, or other adults in the building. Patrick's positive attitude makes him a great role model when it comes to showing respect and his fellow Vikings. Patrick consistently demonstrated respect and kindness during library time. Whether we are reading together as a class or engaging in group discussions, he listens attentively and participates thoughtfully. Even during more uninstructed moments, Patrick continues to follow classroom expectations and maintains a positive attitude. He sets a strong example for his peers, and he is truly a pleasure to have in class. As you can see, Patrick clearly demonstrates what it means to be respectful, and he would make an excellent student of the month for Miamisburg and at Mount Intermediate School. So congratulations to him.
Next, we have National School Bus Safety Week. It is recommended that the Board of Education recognize National School Bus Safety Week, October 20th through 24th, 2025. This is an excellent way for all interested parties to join the forces and address the importance of school bus safety. Visit the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration website for more information on school bus safety year-round. Next, we have National Psychology Week. It is recommended that the Board of Education recognize National Psychology Week, NSWP, November 3rd through the 7th. This year's theme, Finding Their Path, reflects the way that school psychologists help students, families, and school communities set and achieve their goals. Any comments on any of those items? Roll call, please.
Mr. Antler,
Yes.
Mr. Daffler,
Yes.
Mrs. Getter,
Yes.
Mr. Mallory,
Yes.
Mrs. Neese.
Yes.
Next, we're on to public comments. Each person who wishes to address the board shall complete this form prior to the beginning of the meeting. Commenters will give his or her name and address. Each person is allotted 3 minutes to speak. The total allotted time will be 30 minutes for public comments. We will have a 30-second warning so speakers know when their 3 minutes is up. During public participation, each member of the public should direct their comments to the board as a whole. Consistent with our policy, this is not a time to question individual board members or our district employees. As a reminder, our exception tonight is that everyone conduct themselves civilly and respectfully. We will not tolerate profanity, frivolous, repetitive, or harassing statements. So, Mr. Allen will be given a 3-minute warning. Mr. Wells will have a total of 30-minute time allotted. First, we have Katie Darrell.
Good evening. My name is Katie Gillard, and as most of you know, I'm the wife of Steve Gillard. The past 4 weeks have been the most challenging chapter of our lives, but also the most enlightening. Our 3 children have watched in real time as their fathers took part in their values shown unwavering moral character and defending the basic human rights, even in the face of uncertainty and potentially threatening futures. They've also witnessed the incredible love and support of this entire community and has rallied around their family. Most importantly, they've seen the strength and courage it takes to do the right thing. While this experience has been at times for all of us, our children remain hopeful. They carry with them the same confidence and belief that the board would choose to do what is right, just as they saw their father do.
Next, we have Lauren Eversole.
Esteemed board members and Jason Mallory, Steve Albert is a true advocate for our children and a safe place for our children to land. When school, peer relationships, and at home, in some cases, are hard places to be when you're a teenager. Steve is an asset to our school, our band, our children, the school district, and this town. Mr. Mallory, with all disrespect, you have blatantly set up to target Mr. A for not only the same political beliefs as
Can we please?
Woo!
We need to address the board as a whole, please. That is what the rules are.
To the board. In 2024, there was a public exchange on Facebook criticizing the district employee, one Greg Pitroff, concerning some learning materials. And at that time, a parent, Eric Sanders, wrote the board, sent an email concerning online conduct being broken by a board member, Ethics Article 3, criticizing an employee publicly. In that email, Mr. Sanders stated, in that email that was sent back to Mr. Sanders by a board member, it said everything has a purpose, and his comments were 100% strategic, and that he would need to thank the teachers at some point Because your decision making in this particular case, I don't feel to be unbiased. Mr. A never said anything wrong on his very private Facebook. But there are some board members who have a very public Facebook page that have spewed right-wing Christian ideology all over it and has an illustration of witches sitting behind them, calling him a fascist and Nazi, where he posted, "Oh, where is this public perception?" with great immense honor. I believe given the viewpoints of this subject matter and these teacher suspensions, that Mr. Mallory did not vote unbiasedly in this case, and I'm asking him to not be able to vote.
Thank you. Your time's up. Next, we have Vicky. Next. Yes, you did. Next will be Vicky Schoenfeld. Working.
I can't hear. I couldn't hear the other speakers, so maybe I'll just talk loudly. Good evening, and thank you for the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm going to start by telling you a short story. Years ago, when our children rode the school bus for the first time, I was not surprised when they came home telling us some very colorful stories using some very colorful language. Of course, they also had some tall tales to tell us after a day at school. My husband and I didn't, of course, believe everything they said because we have to talk to their children. And we used it as an opportunity to empower them, to teach them critical thinking skills, to discern fact from fiction, to respect that not everyone has the same belief systems, values, opinions, life skills, or life history, which makes us very much who we are. And why do we do that? Because we believe that empowered individuals do not require protection from uncomfortable or unpopular arguments. And so here we are today with some adults thinking that they or their children need protection from ideas they don't share. They want their children to take, or they want their teacher to take a bullet for their child, yet they don't respect them enough to not secretly report them. Teachers to teach social responsibility, but they don't respect them enough to not dox them to far-right extremist groups. This is a problem. The victimization of teachers across this country did not begin with the death of Charlie Kirk. It started long before that. And it also goes hand in hand with funding to dismantle public education. Part of that comes right out of our administration, our federal administration. When thinking about this, it reminded me of a term that I had read about called war of attrition. The military, this is a military strategy whereby one side tries to defeat the enemy by depleting their resources, their manpower, and their morale. And today, public schools and teachers have become the enemy. And people want to take away their resources. They want to bankrupt their morale. They want to punish them for mundane comments in the classroom, or by going after them for using their own social media. But most frightening, some people are willing to change the definition of good and just cause.
Time's up. Thank you.
Based on their political leanings.
Next, we have Kim Lockwood. So I think this guy talking to him a lot.
Kim Lockwood,
No.
I'm
a standard for how we treat our teachers. If you want your teachers to come and work here, you have to treat them with respect. If you don't, you have to get quality educators. So this is more than about the two people we're talking about. I mean, it's certainly mostly about them, but this has lasting consequences. And I just wanted to know.
Next, we have Adam Smith.
Can you turn the sound up? It's right in here and turn it off. Is that what you want?
All right, my name is Adam Smith, good evening, members of the board. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. I am a 2007 graduate of Miamisburg High School. My family has deep roots in this district. My mother, Cindy Smith, served as an educator in Miamisburg City Schools for many years, far longer than I was a student here. After graduation, I left Miamisburg, but returned about a year ago to lead a business in the area. I've always loved this community, and coming back felt like a full circle moment. Never did I imagine that I would find myself at a Board of Education meeting under these circumstances. During my time at Miamisburg High School, I was deeply involved in the music program. Concert band, marching band, jazz band, and pep band. As a gay student, I often struggled to feel seen or accepted. But in that band room, under the direction of Mr. Aylward, I found a place where I truly belonged. Mr. Aylward fostered an environment of inclusion, growth, and mutual respect. He ensured that every student felt valued and supported, and his positive impact on my life and the lives of countless others cannot be overstated. He is and always has been a dignified, dedicated professional. The way he has been treated throughout this recent controversy is deeply disappointing. It is unfortunate that the situation escalated to the level it has, a situation I believe was entirely avoidable. Mr. Aylward's social media posts do not advocate violence or promote any harmful ideology. Rather, he posed a question about the public response to acts of violence and condemned the shooting in question. More importantly, your own policy, Board Policy 3231, outside activities of staff, explicitly protects employees' rights to express political and other opinions as private citizens. By that policy, Mr. Aylward has not violated any district rule. An investigation should never have occurred. The decision to pursue this matter in response to pressure from individuals outside the district has damaged Mr. Aylward's reputation. The board's handling of the situation has caused unnecessary harm to a respected educator and to the broader school community. As a taxpayer and resident, I strongly urge you to reinstate Mr. Aylward immediately. Furthermore, I believe a public apology from the board and the administration is more. If she is wrongfully terminated, it is likely the district will face legal action, a lawsuit, but based on the facts of your own policies, the district will almost certainly lose. That would result in avoidable financial and reputational damage, which I as a taxpayer do not want to see. I hope this board makes the right decision, not just for Mr. Aylward and the other educator, but for the integrity of the district and the well-being of its students. Retaining dedicated, compassionate, and courageous educators should be a top priority. Failing to do so will only deepen the damage and diminish the trust in this administration. In addition, due to the blatant disregard of district policies mentioned above, I recommend an investigation into whoever recommended the termination of Mr. Aylward.
Next, we have Spencer Burl.
Good evening. My name is Spencer Furl. I'm a 2025 graduate of Miamisburg High School. I am not here to address anyone specifically, but the board internally. At the last board meeting I attended, many students spoke up for the teacher in front of the board. These students have been called homosexual banned cultists by people on social media who also claim to want to protect the kids from rape. So I ask this, who do you think we should really be protecting the kids from? Or is a teacher who has in fact not broken any code of conduct or done anything inappropriate with his position students of all backgrounds, or these adults bullying children on social media. But I don't. Because of this mess, 2 teachers are on the verge of being fired. One in particular has worked over 20 years on my firm, both teaching and coaching one of the most successful sports of the entire district. Losing a teacher like Stephen Amber doesn't just mean the loss of a teacher, but it can also cause the end of the marching band as a whole. So, to the school board as it is, if you truly care about the students and their voices and the people of Miamisburg, you listen to the over 3,000 people who have signed up positions over at Miamisburg High School. You would prove to us all as a city that you actually care and care about us more than your and the school organization.
Next, we have Tabitha Gibson. Tabitha Gibson. Next, we have Amy Shreve.
Good evening. I am Amy Shreve. I'm a parent of 2 kids in Miamisburg. We live on Sunflower Drive. I'm a business owner in downtown Miamisburg. I helped the schools with several planning and exploratory committees as well as the non-PTO and head review. I am incredibly concerned with what is happening with our school district, with the board not supporting teachers with online bullying. We have a policy to make sure that our students are protected from online bullying, and we are leaving our teachers and staff in the weeds for this, and we are not supporting and encouraging parents to take a stronger stance on how we can make sure we shut this down. This is a bigger issue than what's just happening in Miamisburg. We are allowing people from outside of our city and our community and outside of our state influence what is happening here. As a parent, I think it is really important to have the person who's speaking into my children's life at a time when I can walk alongside my kids and have those conversations with them as well. So I don't agree with everything that their peers say to them on the school bus or while they're in school, or necessarily what's being taught in school. But I'm incredibly grateful that I have the opportunity to walk alongside my kids and process that information with them. And I think it is incredibly important for my kids, especially and continue to have a band and music experience. That is something I know my daughter is going to be successful. I am not sure the state of where young men is right now in our world and in our schools. My son needs motivation to show up for school every day. It is a win when he gets on the bus with a smile. It's not a fight. And I am looking forward to that Disney trip in his 8th grade year of band to encourage him to attend 8th grade. And he has already figured out he gets to go on 2 trips his senior year. I think that senior year trip is going to be the reason why he attends school all 4 years of high school. So I will be incredibly disappointed if our band department is decimated as a result. I already think we have made significant errors and damaged it already, and it's really over.
Next, we have Jeannie E.
Thank you for allowing me to speak this evening. Last time I addressed the school board was the night I was recognized for my 33 years of service as a teacher in this district. I've seen a whole lot of educators come and go, but terminations have been extremely rare. Here are the few that I can recall. A high school principal was terminated for being repeatedly drunk on the job. An elementary principal lost her job for embezzling money. An elementary teacher was fired for not doing her job at all, but it took years of negligence before the point of termination was even reached. More recently, a middle school teacher was terminated and eventually went to prison for sexual abuse of a student. I bring all this up to give context to the bigger picture. Mr. Aylward and Ms. O'Connor are not accused of criminal conduct, and likewise, no one is accusing them of not doing their job. So exactly how would you justify the termination of those teachers? Pattern of repeated egregious acts. Where's the evidence of negligent or criminal behavior? There is none. I don't personally know either one of these teachers, but I've read and listened to their words. Those words were not about students or families or staff. They were not about glorifying violence. At most, those words were ill-timed, falling closely within days of a horrific act of gun violence on a public stage. Let us not forget that gun violence in America is quite triggering for educators because they understand the realities better than most. What other profession requires teaching children how to avoid getting killed in a place that should feel safe for them? Surely you can understand in the days following such a shocking event. And shouldn't we all be deserving of grace in moments of high emotion? Is anyone here so perfect that you have never said anything that was not universally welcome? It is recommended to you that you end two teachers' careers solely on the basis of statements made while processing a shocking event. I find that recommendation to be an outrageous overreaction, and it is one that seeks to set a malignant precedent of silencing and intimidating educators. I ask you now, are you a school board that finds expressing opinions to be on the same level as an embezzlement? Are you a school board that seeks to silence its people? I think not. I believe that you are better than that, and I truly hope you prove me right.
Next, we have Monica Niederman.
My name is Monica Peterman, and I live on Silver Cliff Drive. I have 11 years as a band mom. 7 of those were in the program. And because I've been in another program, I know just exactly how different Mr. Aylward's leadership is, and that it creates a glorious place for all kids. My girls could not be any more different. Katie never shut up. Sarah heard the schools. But they both found band to be their happy place. The band is 180 absolutely different kids and families, different ethnicities, cultures, family types, and sizes, and incomes. No one, doesn't matter if there's no talent, no money, no support, is ever turned away from Mr. Aylward's band. Everyone has a place. There's no bullying. There's no unkindness. It's really quite remarkable. When you're a band parent, you're everyone's mom and dad. You feed, tend, watch, reprimand every single one of them like they are your own. And if you've ever been to the first practice of band, you will shake your head. It is the Keystone Cops creating a cacophony. But by November, Mr. Aylward will have talked, shaped, loved, cajoled, and yelled at them into championships. They will play perfectly and march with precision in Indianapolis. And if you're lucky, you'll happily pay for a hotel room so you can watch them do it again at 0 dark 30. Mr. Aylward teaches every one of those 180 kids that they can what? Anything they desire. My quietest kid on the planet went to a prestigious school in Boston. She took the city on without fear because she survived band. She met her goals because Mr. Aylward taught her that she could do anything. While loving the big city, she came home because band kids are still the best. And when she moved home, it was band kids who helped. And when it got sticky, it was Mrs. Dixon and her husband who helped her 10 years after graduation. She's now a teacher in the Dayton Public Magnet School, the Montessori School, and she teaches kids the lessons that Mr. Aylward taught her. Confidence, determination, self-worth, setting goals, and blowing them out of the water. I said that all band kids are your kids.
Thank you. Next we have Kim Eversole.
Sold an address 1935 East Central Avenue, apartment. Today I want to talk about freedom. Freedom is a pure idea. It doesn't occur because we say it does, it occurs without it just is spontaneous. It's unconscious. Throughout history, authoritarian regimes and leaders constantly try to crumble, destroy people's hope, and they know freedom is human. And I think very much this is what's happening right now. I'm very scared for this war. I both had Stephen Aylward, one of the best mentor figures in my life, guided me through maybe the worst period for about 4 years. Would not be the name I can tell you from him. He taught me to defend people who can defend themselves. It's something I think is he's an invaluable asset to me. Same with Miss O'Connor. I didn't like her that much. Just gonna keep it honest. But I was also, I wasn't the best student, but she challenged me, she challenged my beliefs on many issues. It was the United States history course. So, you know, obviously politics were there, but it wasn't ever, she made everyone, she constantly encouraged me. I'm worried about this board, and I won't say any names, but there have been a certain one member of this board who persists on calling himself a Nazi, which is really As a kid, I was raised to think that Nazis deserve to be in prison or 6 feet under. So, personally, I think it's a little scary that we might have one of those on our board. But I want you all to realize, we are here because we love our teachers and we're here to back them up. Do not abandon us, because when you guys are in trouble, we are not going to protect you if you don't protect us. Especially when one of you, who claims they're a Nazi, has a court charge of domestic violence.
Next we have Josh Umbaugh.
Better? Josh Umbaugh, 737 East Pearl Street. I kind of feel like I'm beating a dead horse at this point, but we definitely, there's a reason free speech is the First Amendment in this country. It's been a pillar of our society. There's reasons our founders thought it's so important. Because they knew humans are flawed, and we do silly things, and in times of chaos, where we emotionally overreact toward events, there's always a threat to free speech and allowing opinions to be heard. And with that emotional overreaction, I just hope that you keep in mind proportionality, the harm involved, not only in people's settlement execute with the least harm possible. And it's not just, I don't even know what harm was caused by these teachers, I don't know who was injured, other than somebody's feelings, but I do know the discipline coming down on them could cause immense harm to this community and to this school system. And thank you.
Next, we have Bryson Viking. This will be the last speaker of the evening.
Hello, I'm Bryson Bucon. As you can see, I am part of the Miamisburg Production Band, and I have had Aaron as my coach and as my teacher for the past 2 years. I have never once had a negative impact. It's always been the best. And the fact that you can point for something that's said about the incident is beyond belief because it was on Facebook. She actively does not bring politics into his classroom. And the words that are being said, that it was coming to, or as the I cannot remember correctly right now, for Charlie for the whole incident, it's just confusing because Charlie Kirk has said that in order to protect her family rights, gun violence is being and this was on the topic of school shootings. Are we not going to remember what happened during the Columbine school shooting, where the hurricane tent in the cafeteria? Is that a thing you're willing to risk for our Second Amendment? Would that function seriously in the future of this country? If you not believe in and I hope everyone will make the right decision and keep it.
Next, we'll move on to adoption provision of board policy. It is recommended that the Board of Education set the first reading of the Neola Board Policy 4.1 fall update to include the following policies as presented here. Next, we're going to move on to the consent agenda. Do I have a motion to approve items A through D?
So moved.
Second.
First by Jason. And approval of overnight extended stay. This is recommended for an overnight extended student trip for Lisa Porges and B is approval of out-of-state travel for the same thing. Item C is a proclamation of National Red Ribbon Celebration for October 2025. Whereas public awareness is the key to effectively preventing drug abuse and educating Ohio youth about the dangers of alcohol, tobacco, and drug abuse. And whereas preventing substance abuse within communities requires cooperation from workplaces, families, schools, and faith communities. And whereas this year's Red Ribbon Celebration theme, Life is a Puzzle, solve it drug-free for secondary grades and make good choices for primary grades. It is a reminder that everyday Americans across the country make significant daily contributions to the community by being the best they can be because they live drug-free. And whereas Drug-Free Action Alliance urges all Ohioans to wear red ribbons, sign up for Drug-Free Ohio, and make a commitment to a healthy lifestyle. And whereas business media, social services, government, schools, service organizations, religious institutes, safety forces, and individuals will demonstrate their commitment to a drug-free lifestyle by wearing and displaying red ribbons during this week-long celebration. Therefore, the Miamisburg City Board District does hereby declare October 27th to the 31st as Red Ribbon Celebration Week. We hereby encourage all citizens to participate in alcohol, tobacco, and other drug education and all related prevention activities, thus making it a visible statement that we are strongly committed to a drug-free lifestyle. Item D. There is a theme for each day of the week. Item D is approval of class of 2026 undergraduate. Item E is a motion. Does anybody have any comments or questions on anything previous? Roll call.
Mr. Antler? Yes. Mr. Daffler?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Maury?
Yes.
Mrs. Neese?
Yes.
Next, we're going to be going to agreements and contracts. Can I have a motion to approve items A through C?
So moved.
That's right, Chris. There's an approval of articulation agreement with Indiana, Kentucky Regional Council of Carpenters. Does anybody want to speak to that? Item B and C, one is with Warren County Education Service. The other is also with Warren County Educational Services. This is for 2 students to be placed there. Usually we cannot handle them. It's best for them. Any questions or comments?
I just want to thank Jason Clark from our community. He is with the Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio Regional Council of Carpenters. It's a, I believe it's called Career Connections. It's a great trade school program where our high school students can graduate in the junior year with their enter an apprentice degree and be exposed to a lot of trade and career paths through the carpenter and millwright labor field. And also be exposed to some continuing education there too. So I just want to thank our curriculum directors and people that have championed that, because I think it's going to be a great thing. We kind of bridge the gap to the students that don't go to CTC to still have that trade school experience in our high school. So thank you for your hard work.
Roll call, please. Mr. Antler? Yes. Mr. Daffler?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Maury?
Yes.
Mrs. Neese?
Yes.
Next, we'll move on to financial agenda items. Do I have a motion to approve items A through D?
I move to approve the financial items A through E.
Second. Sorry.
First by hand, second by nod.
Mr. Wells. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's with great pride that I get to address the board and the folks in the assembly tonight. I'm happy to declare that the state, the financial state of Miamisburg City Schools is strong. However, it's in the aspect of transparency, we do have some headwinds that we are encountering. There are some challenges ahead that need to be addressed, and I'm confident as a district we will be able to do so. Tonight I get to talk about the 5-year forecast. Long-term forecasting is a crucial part of managing any organization. In the state of Ohio, we are required to submit a long-term forecast twice a year. With the passage of House Bill 96, the current binding budget, that forecast was recently changed from a 5-year forecast to a current year plus 3 fiscal years. We have voluntarily opted to maintain a 5-year forecast because we believe that the importance of that window, having that extra year of visibility is crucial to managing our organization. The financial forecast serves 3 important functions. First off, it engages the community and the Board of Education for long-range planning and discussion of financial matters. Second, it substantiates the school district's ability to be able to make long-term financial commitments. There's Ohio Revised Code that talks about a 412 certificate. That is what we have to issue and provide to our vendors for long-term financial matters. Lastly, it gives the Ohio Department of Education and Workforce and the Auditor of State the ability to identify school districts that may be getting
or at risk of financial difficulty, and that way they can step in when necessary to assist in getting the school districts out of that situation. It's important to recognize when you look at the financial forecast, and by the way, I would encourage everyone, if you go to our website, to the board docs section, you can see the full set of assumptions and the forecast itself. You should have also, when you walked in tonight, you saw the executive summary that we prepared for everyone just to be able to get a quick view of what's going on. But it's important to recognize that the numbers only tell a small portion of the summary, or the story rather. If you look at the back page, you'll look at that and go, wow, how did we get there? It's the assumptions document that's absolutely crucial that shows you what we're basing all of those forecast projections on. It's also important to recognize that it's a snapshot in time. Literally, as I was finishing up the 5-year forecast, there was a bill that passed through the House of Representatives at the state level, and if that passes through the Senate and gets signed by the governor, it will completely blow up all the work that we did. So it's important to recognize that it is literally a snapshot in time based on a certain set of assumptions that we've recognized. When you look at the revenues, there are some important things to recognize. Again, we have basically two main revenue sources. We have state funds that come in the form of foundation and restricted funds for certain things. Then we also have our local funding, which comes through real estate taxes, incremental financing, and other tax abatements like pilot programs. Those are payments in lieu of taxes. So you have state and you have local. We're about a 2/3, 1/3 district. We receive 2/3 of our annual revenue, and this is all general fund, by the way. We receive 2/3 of our revenue from local sources, and we receive 1/3 from the state. Obviously, when any of those are disrupted in any way, it can cause financial hardship and have us, put us in a position where we have to make difficult decisions. When it comes to real estate taxes, we are in line in next year, in 2026, there will be a full reappraisal done by the auditor, Montgomery County Auditor's Office. All of us will have people come into our homes and looking into our businesses and looking at the structures and seeing what they're actually worth. Those adjustments to values then will feed into what happens with our tax revenues going forward. We will see half of the year impacts. So when you look at the forecast, the first two lines there, general property taxes and public utility taxes, those two will be impacted. The impact of that tax year 26, again, everything's paid in arrears. And because of fiscal years, you'll see half of that impact that will come to the school district in fiscal 27, and in fiscal 28, we will see a full year impact of that reappraisal. We have also taken into account historical average new home growth, as well as some depreciation that we're incurring every year with properties that are distressed, namely the Dayton Mall area, the old Dayton Mall properties, as well as a lot of the office buildings that are in our district, that many of which are abandoned. They're not even being used at this time. And because they're not being used, they become dilapidated, and ultimately the value of those facilities is less than what it was, say, 20 years ago. So those things move the needle up and down. State funding for this year, unfortunately, was very disappointing. We are in line to receive almost $850,000 less year over year from the state. Next year we'll get a little bit of that back, but because of the current climate in Columbus, we have been forced to really dial down our projections when it comes to state funding. Also, because of deficit spending, we see some decrease in our all other revenues. Again, that includes TIF payments, pilot payments, and interest earnings. And so as interest rates are dialed down by the Fed, and as our carryover balances decrease, our interest earnings go down, and that's what you see in the decreases in that line mostly. As far as expenditures go, Personnel services, that's wages and salaries. Again, I think it's important to mention that our collective bargaining agreements that were signed last year were very modest in their increases. The teachers and our Teamsters both only took a 2% raise in both years. Again, no one would ever declare that's onerous. So we have very modest increases in our wages. Benefits in most cases are if our wages go up, our retirement go up the same amount. So a 2% increase in wages equates to a 2% increase in retirement costs. What that does, the big driver there though, however, when you look at the difference over the 5-year period, when you look at benefits, a lot of it is mostly healthcare. While everything else is hung along at a 2 or 3% inflation rate, healthcare, and I'm sure everybody here can appreciate the fact we all have felt this in our own paychecks. Healthcare rates go up anywhere. This year we only have a small increase by historical standards at 6%. However, on average, they're usually 8, 10, 12 or more. So as we factor in that historical average, that's where we see a real increase in our cost. Purchase services and supplies, again, with inflation having dialed down from historical levels here a few years ago during the pandemic. Thankfully, that's relieving some of the inflationary factors that were occurring in our purchase services and supplies. It's worth mentioning as well, special needs students, again, when we, as noted in the last section, we had 2 contracts for over $70,000 each for 2 students that their needs require us to outsource. Again, that's $150,000 almost just back, and so it can fluctuate greatly. Again, it all is determined by the individual student, and we have both a legal and moral obligation to service those students in the ways it's necessary. But again, from a financial perspective, that can oftentimes cause a major spike in costs. So finally, if we get to the bottom line on revenue versus expenditures, again, modest inflation on wages, services, and supplies coupled with average historical inflation and benefits increases our expenditures over $10 million in 5 years. Unfortunately, real estate tax growth, the tax year 26 reappraisal will help to offset some of that inflation, but the lack of state revenue does not. Bottom line, you see linear deficit spending in fiscal years 26, 27, and 28. And unfortunately, that becomes exponential in fiscal years 29 and 30. And in those years, you see a great reduction on our cash balance. The key takeaway then is that today, we sit on firm financial ground. However, long term, we will need to take corrective action to address the deficits. Any questions? Again, I would encourage the board as well as the folks in the audience today, go check out the assumptions page. It's 16 pages. Believe me, that's as short as I can make it and get everything explained. Anything, if you read it and have any questions, I'm more than happy to answer. School finance and funding can be kind of a murky, challenging thing to interpret, but realistically, when you actually put it into layman's terms, it's not that difficult. It's a lot harder to manage the funds than it is to define everything. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions. Please feel free to reach out to me or to our office. We'll be happy to answer any questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Wilson.
I just wanted to say that was an excellent report. I went through it yesterday and it was just top notch. Thank you.
Item B is the approval of the financial forecast. Item C is the authorization for dissolution of absolute student activities in this Dissolution of abandonment funds. I'm guessing these are two clubs that we no longer have.
Correct. But whenever under board policy, the recommendation can come from the administration, so ultimately the high school principal had identified two clubs which are now defunct and had remaining balances that were quote-unquote abandoned in the eyes of policy. So ultimately, we are transferring those funds to the class of 2026 for them to use as needed.
D is the approval of established student activities and activated funds. This is recommended by the treasurer's here for the Board of Education for the establishment of the Miamisburg High School Best Buddies Club and activate the fund 200-2856 in the NVCTC EPA Infotech and Active Fund 200-9964. The board also approves the fiscal year 2016 activity budget and subsequent appropriation resources. Any questions? Roll call, please.
Mr. Antler?
Yes.
Mr. Daffner?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Meeks?
Yes.
Next, we'll move on to acceptance of donations. We have a $100 donation from Esteban Lopez to the Miamisburg High School Choir. And we also have a $6,000 donation from Miamisburg Band Boosters Association for Miamisburg Marching Band staff stipends. Do I have a motion to accept donations?
I move to accept the donation.
Second. First by Ian, second by Chris. Roll call.
Mr. Antler?
Yes.
Mr. Daffner?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Meeks?
Yes. We'll move on to reports. First report will be from Molly, she's not here. Second will be the legislator Jason Lazan. Jason.
Just out of curiosity, can you say the four words was the apocalypse as far as the veto activity in the state house?
Actually, when I refer to the four horsemen of the apocalypse, I'm talking about House Bill 920, 21, and 22, and House Bill 129, which was actually voted on in the House yesterday. And approved, so it's one to the Senate.
House bills, what are those large? Down, please.
129, 920, 921, and 22.
Thank you. So my legislative report is going to be relatively brief. I had the good fortune yesterday to attend the Dayton President's Club Legion of Honor Award luncheon in honor of Raj Sloin. And because our legislators had to be in session, they asked me to present a commendation on their behalf, which I did. It was a great experience. The facility at Sinclair is really nice. But I do want to take a minute, and I really wasn't sure what it was, other than I was asked to go there and present the commendation, which I did. But there were 6 students, and I'm going to read their names, who each of them got a $2,500 scholarship from the foundation. There was Talaya Gonzalez with the Virtual C. Kitchen Scholarship, Elizabeth McDonald with the Mildred C. Zilli Sadowskis Scholarship, Holden Howell got the Robert T. Leibold Scholarship, Sarah Evans got the Philip L. Parker Scholarship, Yulia Voynitska got the Anthony Tony Massoud Scholarship, and Anika D'Amico got the Larry Horworth Scholarship. And as I was sitting there watching these students who have left our district, preparing students for life is what we're all about, half of those 6 students were Miamisburg High School graduates, and it was really awesome to be able to congratulate them on a large stage and be a part of that event. That's all I have.
Thank you. Chris, the remainder of the students.
Yes, as a congratulations to Patrick Glenn, the Mountain monthly student of the month for September. We also have building representatives as well. And those individuals are from Maddox Lane Preschool. We have Stella Lewis. Bauer Primary School, Kyrie Woodward. Bayer Primary School, Nico Levy. Jane Chance Intermediate School, Brindley Wilson. Kinder Intermediate School, Camilla Hogan. Mark Twain Primary School, Alec Timmersfeld. Meadowview Primary School, Macy Sparks. Miamisburg Middle School, Shatiri Fallow. And Miamisburg High School, Reagan O'Toole. So congratulations to all the students of the month for September 2025.
Congratulations. Next, we have the Montgomery County Free Coalition. Ms. Gitter.
No meeting this month, we'll be meeting again next month.
I have a little shout out here for District News. That will be for Trina Saylor, the Miamisburg High School teacher. She has published a children's book called Eli the Eel, and it is now available on Amazon. So that's kind of cool. That's all we got. We are going to move into executive session pursuant to section 121.22 of the Ohio Revised Code. I move that this board go into executive session. This meeting is being held to discuss appointment, dismissal, discipline, promotion, demotion, or compensation of a public employee or official. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second. 707. By Jason. We will be making action when we come out of executive session.
We need a roll call. Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
Thanks for keeping us.
Do I have a motion to exit executive session?
So moved.
Second. First by Jason. Second by Chris. Please. Roll call.
Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
9:43. Do I have a motion to amend agenda items E and F to accept an agreement for Mr. Airwood and Mrs. Connor?
So moved.
Second.
First by Jason, second by Milo. Roll call.
Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
Okay, we will start with human resource agenda items. Item A. Do I have a motion to approve personnel report items certificated?
So moved.
To approve personnel report certificated.
First by Ann, second. Second by Chris. Roll call.
Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
Item B, do I have a motion to approve personnel report items classified? So moved.
Second.
First by Chris, second by Nyla. Roll call.
Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
Slide.
Sorry. Got ahead of myself.
Do I have a motion to approve personnel report certificated and classified supplemental and stipend? Item C.
I move for the approval of personnel report certificated, classified, supplemental, and stipend.
I second it.
First by Chris, second by Ian. Roll call.
Mr. Ansel?
Yes.
Mr. Thacker?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry?
Yes.
Mr. Mowry? Mrs. Dees?
Yes.
That would be, do I have a motion to approve classified substitution rates?
Make a motion that we approve the substitute rates as attached.
Second. First by Nyla, second by Chris. Roll call.
Mr. Ansler?
Yes?
Mr. Daffler?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mallory?
Yes.
Mrs. Neese?
Yes.
It is, item E, is recommended that we move for the agreement for Mr. Stephen Elworth.
So moved.
Second.
First by Jason, second by Nyla. Roll call.
Mr. Ansler?
Yes.
Mr. Daffler?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mallory?
Yes.
Mrs. Neese?
Yes.
Item F, recommendation for the agreement with Mrs. O'Connor.
So moved.
Second. First by Jason, second by Chris. Roll call.
Mr. Ansler?
Yes.
Mr. Daffler?
Yes.
Mrs. Getter?
Yes.
Mr. Mallory?
Yes.
Mrs. Neese?
Yes.
All right. We're going to waive the roundtable comments and allow Ms. Sweeney to give a public comment on our decision.
Thank you, President Daffler. I just wanted to take a moment because this has been a trying time for our school community. It's been a trying time for our community, period. And this has been a difficult period for all of us. I'm certain that it's been a difficult time for all Miamisburg students, our teachers, staff, parents, and our entire community. It's been stressful for our community to be put under the magnifying lens of news media, and especially social media, both locally and nationally. At the root of it, what happened here not only reflected national, political, and cultural divisions, but it brought those divisions home to Miamisburg. The challenge for members of the Board of Education, and for me as superintendent, was to identify the best possible solution, if such a thing could be found, for everyone, including the two teachers at the center of this upheaval. Specifically, the challenges were to identify consequences that would appropriately acknowledge the fact that through their chosen actions, which we believed had been unnecessary, they brought to our community the type of divisive dialogue and controversy that has inflamed an already fiery fracture between many Americans. At the same time, we sought consequences that would help both teachers acknowledge the gravity of their chosen actions, yet accept penalties that were proportional. Together, we deemed that a proportional response by the Board of Education was not to terminate or hand down a career-ending penalty, but to instead work towards a board decision that students, faculty, parents, community members, and voters could hopefully recognize as terms we can all live with. We are aware that not everyone will be supportive of our decisions, but hopefully the consensus we have reached is one that the entire community can live with and move on from, so that we can begin the process of healing and putting this behind us. Members of the Board of Education were thoughtful and deliberate. They did not make judgments based on politics. They made balanced decisions based on what we all thought was appropriate and fair for the school and the community. Navigating these situations is difficult, and we as a community are finding our way through it. We did our best. Whether you like the outcomes or not, I urge you that when you look around the room, you agree that for the health and well-being of our community, we can manage to respectfully disagree, but ultimately put our differences aside, and we can still live together as one Miamisburg Schools community, now refocused on our primary purpose of teaching and growing children who are prepared for their successful futures. Thank you.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to adjourn?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
First by Ryan, second by Jason. Roll call.
Mr. Ansler? Mrs. Gutton.
Yes.
Mr. Mowry.
Yes.
Mrs. Neese.
Yes.
Meeting adjourned at 9:51 p.m.